Hey guys, Anthony with Geek Domination, and I just saw Snowden last night with two good friends of mine, Callum and Will. And yeah, I was really stoked for this movie going into it. If you haven't heard of it, this is an upcoming biopic from Oliver Stone, and he's really familiar with being a guy that does a lot of conspiracy type movies. So, considering that we're now doing kind of a biopic of sorts of Snowden over his last, I would want to say, 4-ish years. No, it starts in 2007. So, about 7 years of his life leading up to the decision to expose the truths that he found about how the NSA was targeting all of our own devices to spy illegally on all of us. When he revealed that, he obviously went away, and now he's currently residing in Moscow, which led to a lot of different acts and a lot of political movements talking about how uh, what if what Snowden did was right. So obviously, being the political guy that I am, I was really, really interested in this movie going into it. And add on the fact that you've got Joseph Gordon-Levitt in the title role as Snowden. I was like, damn, this is probably going to be a great movie. At least good. It's okay. It's okay. And I say that as the movie from a filmmaking standpoint has a lot of problems. Like the story suffers from this tale where they go into not only his military life, which is interesting because a lot of people that forget that he started in the military, but they also cover his relationship with his girlfriend and that whole relationship, which is not really what you want to see this movie for, is a good 30 to 40% of what this movie covers. And it gets a little bit, ridiculous. Add on to the fact that a lot of this movie suffers from over dramatization because this movie really wants to paint Snowden out to be a hero, adds this really kind of unauthentic feel to it. It's really trying to tell you Snowden was right. He did great things. Yeah! And oh, it's so wrong that he's away. And while I agree politically with those stances, I was hoping for at least not something that was so up in my face about it. In fact, a little bit of a spoiler here, but the last shot of the movie is pretty much a heroic pose of Snowden, like at this angle, and the sun's just gleaming on his fucking face. It's like, wow, this is really a bit too much. So add on to those two things, and it kind of leaves you with this meh feeling walking out of it. Overall, I'd say this movie is about a C average. It's not going to be on anyone's list of movies of the year, and that's disappointing because I was hoping for much more political intrigue in this thriller. Well, kind of thriller. Again, it's like covering his life, so it's a bit of a biopic too. It's odd, but it goes a little too much into the heroic nature of what Snowden did, and it kind of detracts from at least a movie watching experience. Now, what I will say is this. I think this is a movie that if you aren't exposed to what Snowden did, this is a great jumping on point. It covers a lot of basic facts about his life, and yeah, while it is over dramatized, and while I don't like how it has this very propaganda feel to it, it's still a good introductory crash course to Edward Snowden, his effects, and where we are now. And what I would hope that people do is you discover this movie later, if not now. You watch it and you're like, damn, I want to know more about Edward Snowden. I want to know more about what the NSA was doing with the facts and all of this data that they were collecting from us, the people of the United States of America, in what is supposed to be the free and private, the most free, independent nation on the planet, not really giving that feeling across when you see them doing this kind of underhanded, shady stuff that they were doing and that Edward Snowden exposed. So I hope people will see this movie eventually. Do I think it's worth $10 to go see now? No. But I do hope you discover this later as maybe a rental or something that maybe one of your friends picked up. Watch it if you don't know what Edward Snowden's about, discover what he was about, and then learn what's going on in this day and age and become politically active. Because the one great thing, and the last thing I'll say about this movie is it encourages you to get politically active. And that, in and of itself, is a great thing to have. So let me know what you thought too if you saw Snowden, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Later.